Good evening, everybody. Uh,
Good
we'll,
evening, ma'am.
Good evening. We'll start with Unit 4. We have just discussed about autism and Alzheimer's. If there's any doubt, we'll take it up. Otherwise, we had a quite good discussion on both the topics yesterday. So today we'll start with language and speech disorder. If we have time, we'll talk about lifespan, or I'll just give you a introduction, okay, about lifespan. So, okay, we'll start since we have already 7 people who've joined. So language disorders and speech disorders, how they are different is language disorder would be in terms of a person's disability in producing certain sounds, okay, or producing sounds. Whereas speech disorder would be in terms of actually talking or actually, conveying a message. There could be some issues with speech disorder, as in the person would know that what word he has to say, but just due to a motor disability or just due to some disability with the structure, with the bodily structure, or with the structure of the less of the larynx or of the jaw or of a cleft palate, etc., he will not be able to say. That is one. Or he cannot say because there has been some damage to the brain or the neuron or some, or etc. Okay. So also here what they are saying is that in some cultures they're saying that language disorders will also have a cultural aspect to it. So yesterday, as I told you, that culture is basically a way of life. Okay, so language cannot be separated from culture. So here, what they are saying is, in some cultures, it is respected if you talk less. It is respected if you do not give away too much information, or if you would not talk on without being asked. But in some cultures, talking or communicating at large is very much encouraged. Okay, so let's take some example from our Indian context as well. You would see people specifically from the northeast, or let's say from the eastern India. uh, until and unless you ask them something, they will not open up. If you ask them something about their home, or let's say about the family, they'll speak up. But if you go to the northern side, people are very open. While they want to talk to you, they will, whenever they'll meet you, they'll greet you with a smile. They'll be the first one to initiate a conversation. Okay. So this is where they're saying that sometimes what we may feel to be a language disorder may not be one, because in some cultures it is actually it's actually the way the culture views it. People follow expression of language in a similar way. Okay, so that is one. Then, as I was talking about it yesterday, that language and speech disorders both could be the reason. The reasons for both of them could be physical, mental, or socialization effects. So, let's say a child is brought up in an environment where he has no access to language. Like, let's say they are abandoned, they are left out. I think you must have also come across so many incidents. Let's say there has been a plane crash, or let's say there has been an accident or something, and everybody dies, and then a child alone is left in the jungle or in an island. So he has no human contact, or he has no human beings or community or society. He or she cannot, is exposed to language. So what happens is, the child only learns certain sounds by which it is helpful for him or her to communicate and survive in that environment. Okay, so these are the socialization effects. So physical, as I told you, there could be some problem with the, let's say, spacing of the teeth, or maybe some issues with the vocal cord, some issues with the larynx, some issues with the cleft, or maybe tongue. Even if your tongue is, cut or something, you're not able to produce sounds properly. So these are the biological ones. And mental is if there is any damage to brain or neurons, or let's say any, if you are hit at the somewhere near your neck, just at the beginning of the spinal cord. These are some of the reasons. Also, these disorders are very tough to find out, because once a person has these disorders, he stops communicating at large. Okay, so he's very withdrawn and he's very secluded, as we were talking about it yesterday also. So what happens is the person will not open his mouth or will not take part in conversations, and we feel that probably he is an introvert and he does not like to do it. So until unless a person actually just say, you see other impairments. So if it is a visual one, or let's say if it is an orthopedic impairment, okay, or if it is something to do with, let's say, a person who has whose limbs are deformed or something, that is very much visible to our eye. But these disorders are not visible until unless the person opens the mouth or actually talks a sentence or something. Okay, so this was what they have mentioned in the introduction. Now, what is main what two things we need to know here is, first is language can be disordered due to a receptive problem. What is receptive problem? Let's say a person cannot hear well. Let's say a person is like deaf in one ear or something like that. Okay, so because the person is not being able to receive it well, he's not being able to combine everything, make meaning out of the sentence, and therefore is not able to speak back properly. Okay, so these could be due to the receptive problem. Then it can also be due to the expressive problem. What is expressive problem? He wants to tell so many things, he wants to express himself, like it is not possible for him due to, you can say, some of the deformities of his, let's say, organs of the mouth, or let's say organs, internal organs or something like that. So these are the expressive problem. He wants to speak, but he is unable to do so. Okay. Again, due to all those people who are suffering from language disorder or speech disorder, they'll have. It is very good if they can learn some sign language or something that will be easier for them to communicate with. Okay, and again. One thing they have mentioned here is, many a times all those people who suffer from language disorder, they are they are viewed, or they are looked upon as some people who are very rude. Okay, because while you are saying something and the other person can't respond back, or is not responding back, or does not intend to respond back, just to hide the disorder, so those people appear very rude, and that is appear very rude. Okay, they are not rude, but they appear very rude, and they are often misunderstood, and that again itself leads to a loss of self confidence and self esteem in these people. Okay, so this is one thing they are talking about. Then next we come to a word called aphasia. Okay, so please just mark this word. I'll write it down. Yes. Also, please remember one thing, language is concerned with our left hemisphere. Okay. So, what is aphasia? Aphasia is basically an impairment, and this is caused by damage to the left hemisphere of the brain. Okay. So, we have two kinds of aphasia. One is Wernicke's aphasia, and one is Broca's aphasia. Okay. So, what is Wernicke's aphasia? First is, it is caused by the damage to the left temporal lobe of the brain. Okay, so here it is seen that the person who's suffering from it is unable to understand spoken words and sentence. Okay, they will have fluent. They will have. They can speak well, but then they'll have issues with understanding the words. Okay, so while you might ask them that how are you feeling, they'll tell you fluently about something else. If you'll ask them how are you feeling today, they'll start talking about office or something like that. Okay, so they have issues with understanding of words and sentence, but while speaking they are fluent. Okay, now also sometimes they will create nonsense words and nonsense sentence. What are nonsense words? Suppose we have to say cat. Okay, so they might say cat. Now cack is no word. We have a word called cake, but cack is no word. But they will use words which have no sense. Also, they might jumble up words like जो पहले बोलना चाहिए जिस word को in the sentence they'll put it in the middle or at the end, and this is how they will jumble it up. Okay, so this is one, or they will enter into neologism. What is neologism? Please write this word. So neologism is they'll create words, they'll themselves create words. Suppose they are talking to you, and then suddenly they will tell a word. Suppose they'll tell the word cat, and then you ask them, "What is a cat? I don't understand." You don't know cat, then they will tell something else. So now there, what they are saying, there is no problem in expression, but those will not make any meaning. Okay, so neologism is basically construction of new words. Okay, and those new words generally don't make any meaning. It is just constructed from the person's point of view. He creates them. Okay. Now next is Broca's aphasia. So what is Broca's aphasia? Let me just write. So Broca's aphasia is when the damage is caused to the brain's premotor area. So unlike Wernicke's, which was left temporal lobe, here it is the premotor area. And here what happens when the person is speaking, he uses a lot of pauses. Okay. So just say if he's talking, after every word he'll take a very long pause. So it's very tough to carry on a conversation like that because conversation is not smooth. Also, there will be lot of slip of tongues. Okay, so what is slip of tongue? Suppose you want to say, suppose you want to say dig, but you will say dog. That is a slip of tongue. Then there will be a lot of a search for words. Okay, like search of word happen to normal people in normal circumstances also, but here it is more common. Okay, just sometimes we are talking and then we say अरे क्या बोलते हैं उसको. This is quite common, but here these people they will be looking for words a lot more. That is why they take so much of pause. Okay, so this is one thing. And also they fail to use words like a and the of. So these ये जो words हैं, they'll generally omit them. Okay. Also उनके जो ग्रामेटिक जो सिंटैक्स जो यूज होता है, मतलब जो सिंटैक्स लगाने होते हैं सेंटेंसेस में, दैट ऑल्सो उनका ठीक से नहीं लगता है. ओके, दैट इज अगेन हैम्पर्ड बिकॉज ड्यू टू द पॉजेस दे डोंट कीप अ चेक कहाँ पे हमको क्या सिंटैक्स यूज करना है. ओके. Okay. Now, apart from this, yes, just remember one thing कि Broca's aphasia and Wernicke's aphasia तो एक reason में अलग अलग हैं due to the place that play part of the brain that they occur. And second is कि Broca's aphasia में they can't understand syntax, whereas in Wernicke's में they understand syntax, but they have difficulty to respond to the particular kind of questions or particular kind of statements asked to them. Okay, so this is one. One moment. Yes. Then there is global aphasia. So what is global aphasia? Global aphasia happens when ब्रोका और वर्निके दोनों एरिया में कुछ लीजन्स हो गए हो, ट्यूमर हो गए हो, या फिर देयर हैज बीन सम issues with both Broca and Wernicke's area. So इसमें क्या होता है कि this happens if a person also gets brain stroke or something like that, and इसमें the person's speech production and comprehension दोनों बहुत ज़्यादा highly it will be impaired. Okay. Apart from that, sometimes there is one more also. I must remember, anomic aphasia. So what happens in anomic aphasia is person is looking at an object or looking at an event, but it is very difficult for him to name it. Okay, so he might just look. He will also want to tell you something, that excitement will appear in his face, but it will be very tough for him to remember, that particular object. Now, how is it different from Broca's aphasia? Is Broca's aphasia mein during the entire conversation there are a lot of pauses, but anomic mein everything else is okay, but very particular things or conversations can carry on with less pauses or बहुत कम pause, but अगर उनको कुछ specific को name करना है, they will have issues in naming that. Okay. Okay. So autism we did. Okay. Any doubts with autism? Yesterday, what we talked about autism. Does anybody have any doubt?
Ma'am, I have some confusion regarding aphasia, ma'am. जी मैम. मैम अफेजिया मैम अफेजिया को जो जिस पर्सन को अफेजिया होता है मैम, क्या हम कह सकते हैं कि वो उसको बात जो हम कहते हैं वो तो समझ नहीं आती है और वो बात बोल भी नहीं सकता है, कि ऐसा है कि बात तो समझ नहीं आ रही है मगर अच्छे से बोल पा रहा है, जैसे कि आप फ्लंटली कह रहे थे मैम, प्लीज इसको अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन कीजिए मैम.
That's what I explained, right? Ki the person is fluent, but the answer is not in accordance to the question asked. That is where the issue is. Like, suppose I'm asking you, what is your name? You might just tell me, how do you feel about Bollywood? Now, there is no coherence there. Okay?
Right, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, problem कहाँ पे lie करती है? Comprehension में?
Absolutely. That's what I told. That is highly impaired comprehension and speech production as well. Actually, speech production is okay because all the, you can say all the mechanism of articulation or voice production is fine. But then there is some issues with the wiring of the brain or in comprehending the words spoken to him, which is why he's not able to give a coherent answer to the question asked.
All right, ma'am. That means meaning नहीं है. बात तो वो कर रहा है मगर meaning meaningless है.
Meaning नहीं है. Exactly.
मैम यही confusion था. Thank you, ma'am.
Now next we come to learning disability. तो अगर आपने वो movie देखी होगी तारे ज़मीन पर, that was a very good movie on this learning disability. तो learning disability में basically क्या होता है? It is an age related issue. तो एज को हम यहाँ कंसिडर करते हैं कि किस एज में बच्चे को कितना लर्न करना चाहिए, अगर वो उतना लर्न नहीं कर पा रहा है तो. एंड देन इट इज रिगार्डिंग रीडिंग, राइटिंग. ओके, रीडिंग और स्पेलिंग, आप स्पेलिंग बोल रहे हो या राइटिंग बोल रहे हो, इट इज रिगार्डिंग दैट. ओके, तो यहाँ पे बेसिकली क्या होता है, देयर विल टॉक अबाउट डिसलेक्सिया व्हिच वाज आल्सो टॉक्ड ऑफ इन द मूवी. तो इसमें क्या होता है कि बच्चा जो होता है, ही इज नॉट एबल टू रीड or not able to write properly. Sometimes he will जो alphabets होते हैं उनको reverse कर देता है, ठीक है. और sometimes he is not able to focus in the class. He is not able to understand what is going on around him. Okay, so what is the main reason here is the main reason could be the brain की जो ability होती है to translate images, वो brain is not able to do well. Okay, so brain is suppose seeing an alphabet, just like we were talking about template matching last time and feature detectors also last time. The brain की ability है, whatever it sees, it sends a message. Sorry, the eyes will see something and it will send a message to the brain, and then brain will actually decipher it and match it with if you had anything earlier or similar to it. But यहाँ उनकी ये ability जो है, it is impaired, which is why they are not able to replicate what they are seeing. अगर टीचर ने कुछ लिखा है ब्लैक बोर्ड पे, the child, it is very tough for him to actually replicate it. Okay, so these are some of the signs of learning disability. Again, it is more in boys than in girls. Although this can be from mild to severe, and it can be treated if you give the child a lot of slow teaching, and if you correct him at every step, if you give him a lot of patient hearing, then yes, this can be cured. Then यहाँ पे first thing that we see is letters और numbers reverse हो जाते हैं, जो मैंने आपको कहा. Second क्या होता है, sometimes left and right alignment में भी issue होता है. Left and right में जैसे मान लीजिए you are writing a word, the last word can come first and last alphabet will come first and first alphabet will go to the last. ये सब भी we see sometimes when the child is speaking some words he will miss out. Okay, that also happens. So these are the few signs of learning disability. Now, what is primary dyslexia? There is something called primary dyslexia. That is when it happens to there is some damage that happens to the left side of the brain, and it is not specifically related to age. It can happen at any time. Due to the left side damage, the child is not able to understand or the ability to understand the message or anything that goes down considerably. Okay, so that again shows up in his writing. He's not able to pick up writing fast, or he's not able to make meaning of the words or sentences. Okay, that is why it is considered to be a learning disability. Now, what is a secondary dyslexia? Secondary dyslexia is what happens due to development. So developmental delays matlab there is some issues with the hormones, or there is some issues during early stages of pregnancy or early stages of childbirth. तो यहाँ पे क्या होता है कि जो बच्चे मतलब लेट्स से आप देखोगे कि बाकी बच्चे 3 साढ़े 3 साल में भी देखिए दे विल होल्ड अ चॉक और दे विल होल्ड अ पेंसिल और वो कुछ कुछ लिखते हैं. अगर इफ यू टेल देम कि हाउ P is written, or a very simple alphabet like let's say how A is written, or let's say how C is written. तो अगर if you leave them alone तो कुछ देर बाद they might copy it and show it to you. लेकिन ये जो बच्चे हैं they will not be able to do it even at age 4.5 or 5. Because of this, okay, because of this secondary dyslexia. But as अगर उनको उसी टाइम पे थेरेपी दिया जाए और उसी टाइम पे if this is followed, then this धीरे धीरे it diminishes, and then with age it can get corrected also. Okay, so that is the secondary dyslexia. Then what is visual dyslexia? Visual dyslexia is अगर आप alphabets और letters को correct sequence में नहीं लिख पाते हो. Auditory dyslexia is अगर आपको कोई sounds या फिर कोई words अगर उनको परसीव करने में डिफिकल्टी है, कभी कभी जब आप उसको रिप्रोड्यूस करते हैं तो यू जम्बल इट अप. ओके, दैट इज अ ऑडिटरी डिस्लेक्सिया. Then there is one more word, that is dysgraphia. So please understand, graphia always means writing. Anything related to graph will mean generally mean writing. Okay, so dysgraphia. So what is dysgraphia? Dysgraphia is when the child is unable to hold a pen or a pencil properly, so he is not able to write correctly in the paper. Okay, so this is also a learning disability. Now यहाँ पे please understand these children. I think if you just watch the movie you will understand, they have portrayed it very well. तो जो बच्चे होंगे they'll laugh at these kind of children. जो teachers होंगे, if they are not very well trained, or if they are not exposed to something called dyslexia, they might think that the child is trying to cheat and not he's not putting in a lot of efforts, he's doing काम चोरी, something like that. तो जो child होता है he feels very very frustrated and trapped in a situation where nobody understands him. Okay, so this can be very very detrimental for the mental health as well as physical health of the child, since he is a growing up child, and at that age a lot of care is required, but the child will feel very very left out. He will not be able to interact with his peers, or with his, even he will not be able to tell anything to his parents, because teachers will put an impression on the children that your child is not giving maximum effort. Now if now the child faces this at school, when the child comes back to home and the mother sees it is the same thing, that he's reversing the alphabets and all, the mother or father, if they are not exposed to such situations or such conditions of dyslexia or something, if they've not heard about this disorder, they might also think that what the teacher was saying was right. So now the child is in a very bad situation, because he cannot explain his issue, because the child also might not know that he's suffering from this. Okay, so child might feel that I'm in a very bad situation, both at home also, both at school also, and among my peers also. So this can be very detrimental for the child. Okay. ठीक है. So Alzheimer's we talked about yesterday. If there's any issues, we'll take it up. Otherwise, we'll come to specific language impairment. Okay. So what is specific language impairment? That is also known as SLI. So that is a developmental language disorder. Okay. So here what happens is there are problems in acquisition and use of language. Okay. So what happens is in specific stages only there will be some issues that the child will face. Okay. So let's say there will be a delay or deficit in producing sounds, some sounds, okay, or some sounds herein. Suppose the child cannot say sure, you will also see there will be many children around you who cannot say sure, who cannot say sure, okay. These are some of the sounds they'll not be able to run. Also, it is very culture specific. Let me tell you, in some cultures, especially in the eastern side, we have no sure. We have three type of sh, but they all are of the same. They are all same sounding, and we have sir, but we don't have sh. Okay, so it's very culture specific also. But then, even when you are trying to teach them at a later time, later stage, they will not be able to pick it up. Okay, all those people who are who have been in Maharashtra or are in Maharashtra, they would also know how आप कितना भी उनको सिखाओ, they'll have a lot of issues saying five. They will say five, but they will not say five. So anybody from Maharashtra can say. Anybody here who's from Maharashtra? Maheshwata ji, I think, can say. Um, so these things, okay, they're very culture specific of how you have been asked to pronounce or how you have been taught to pronounce since early childhood time. Okay, so now we should not confuse it with that. Here it is just that there is a delay or deficit, and culture specific is something different. So waha, if you speak, it's the same thing. It's the same thing here as in कि अगर you will see that all the children are able to speak at a particular age, but the child is not able to speak at that particular age, then yes, then there is a delay or deficit. We can know from that. Okay. Then again, there are other issues like sometimes the child cannot combine the correct words. So how the child will not, how does this happen? Let's say there are bigger words. Now the child might tell the first part of the word, but he or she will not be able to tell the second part of the word. Let's say there's a very big word like Mahabharat. Okay, so the child may say Maha and then can't say the complete word Bharat, and then he'll just add some portions of Bharat. Let's say Bha, he'll say Mahabha. That's all, but he will not say Mahabharat. Okay, so these are some of the issues, and this also happens due to oral and motor musculature में अगर coordination में issues हो. Let's say the voice box or other articulating features, उसमें अगर कोई coordination की problem हो, if that is not happening, if that is not coordinating fast, then that could be also another reason for the delay. Okay. Also, here what happens, the child will have a very limited or very less vocabulary. Will also just as we saw in the previous disorders, the child will take a longer time to find out appropriate words. Okay, and the syntax also could be hampered. Okay, now wait, one more thing. Yes, also it's very one thing you must remember, that the child will have also a poor memory. Okay, the child will not remember a lot of sounds because as there is a deficit in the speech producing component of the child is not, even if the child is exposed to a lot of sounds, he or she is not able to produce them or speak them out. Hence, his or her memory for a lot of sounds will also be very limited. Okay, so now this happens with children like let's say about 6 to 7 years of age, and this is this, when combined with, let's say, dyslexia, can be very, very bad for the child and very, very detrimental for the health of the child. Okay. Now, next we come to something known as developmental phonological disorders. Okay. So, what is developmental phonological disorders is, here the ability to develop, okay, that speech which can be easily understood. Like, let's say by 4 years the child is in a position to understand a lot of words, a lot of sentences that is spoken at home or in the neighborhood also. But here the child will not be able to go as in the age. Okay, he will not be able to comprehend a lot of words that is spoken, a lot of sentences that is told. Okay, and here the ability to read and spell words will be affected. Okay. Now, the child will use immature grammar. So, what is immature grammar? At when the child is about, when the child learns to speak, as we learned, he will say one word, two word, three word sentence. But as he grows up, he will be able to know where to stop a word. Like, let's say father has gone to office. Okay, so he knows at office he has to stop. But here the child will not know where to stop. He might just mix up three, four sentences and say, so grammatically or syntactically he will not be correct. um, Now, this sometimes what happens, first of all, the cause for this is unknown. Why this has happened, why phonological disorders during the development stage happens, that cause is not known. Okay, but people, scientists when they were, or psychologists when they were studying, they say that yes, genetic component may be involved, but there is no conclusive data to support it. But if you are using some treatment like, let's say, speech therapy, or if you are using other therapies, a combination of therapies, then treatment is successful. But then, yes, it will take some time for the child to be on track and actually learn and communicate with others. Okay. Yes. Now, next we come to another disorder. This is very important. You can get this one for at least 3 marks, because I've seen in old papers also we have this. So you can just write this one: dyspraxia. Okay. Dyspraxia. So dyspraxia is actually a very scary condition, in the sense that it is a development disorder, and it will go on for lifelong. Okay, treatment is not possible. And here, what happens? Whatever the person or the child is talking, they are basically out of sync with the environment, and also there is a lot of coordination issues. So coordination issues means, like, suppose he wants to or she wants to say uh, tap. Okay, but then there will be some coordination issues, and instead of tap they will say pat. Okay, and they will have very poor social skills, reading, writing, all of that will suffer. Emotional and behavioral problems can be seen. They'll be very clumsy while speaking, because whenever they are speaking, whoever is the audience will have a very confused look as to what the person has spoken. Okay, so the speaker knows that whatever I've spoken is not in sync with what the conversation is going on, and he also might look very confused, and he will feel very clumsy. Okay, then apart from this, as this is a developmental problem, and some parts of the brain face some issue, which is why this disorder happens. Even vision problems can also be seen. Okay, apart from that, they will have poor short-term memory, and kabhi kabhi, although they will be uh, intelligent people, their IQ levels won't be hampered, but they may behave very immaturely. Now, why they behave very immaturely is because they feel they have put in a lot of effort and they have spoken the right word, but it is the other person who's not able to understand what they are speaking. Okay, so this is one thing. Then occupational or speech therapy may help them. Then there is some other. Then there is another therapy known as cueing. Cueing. CUE. ing. So what is queuing? Queuing is, let's say you have told the person a statement. Let's say I want to go home. This is the statement. So the person, you tell the person कि आप इसको repeat करो. The person repeats as I want to, and then he stops to. So what you do is you give him a cue or you give him a hint. तो आप क्या करते हो, आप हाथ से घर बनाने का इशारा करते हो. ओके, यू जस्ट ट्राई टू मेक a sort of a triangle, then you try to make a square, and you try to give him a hint कि हाँ आगे आगे you want to go where. Okay, where, how will you go, where do you stay, what is it called. So these things आप उनको hint देते हो. So what happens is that is known as cueing. So अगर हम ये therapy use करें तो yes, it can be little easier for them, but then since it is a lifelong disorder, it is a very sad situation, you can say, for such people. Okay, so with this we come to end with language disorders. Now we will talk about speech disorders. तो स्पीच डिसऑर्डर्स में just one moment friends. Yes, तो स्पीच डिसऑर्डर्स में बेसिकली जितने भी हम डिसऑर्डर्स हैं दे आर grouped, or you can say these disorders fall in the category of volume. तो एक तो how loudly or how softly the person will speak. Then the pitch, how pleasant or unpleasant it is to the ears. Then the quality. Quality is how smooth or rough is the tone of a person. And last is rate, how fast or how slow is he speaking. Okay, तो इन चारों पैरामीटर्स पे स्पीच डिसऑर्डर्स इज बेस्ड ऑन. सो कहीं ना कहीं अगर इन चारों में कहीं किसी चीज में डिफिकल्टी होगी तो वो स्पीच डिसऑर्डर के अंडर आएगी. ओके, सो here they are. Acha, now please understand there is a difference between articulation and fluency. So what is articulation? Articulation is when you are actually talking and expressing your ideas or intentions through a particular language. That is articulation. But what is fluency? Fluency is how fast and how smoothly in a flow you can speak. Suppose there are no pauses, suppose there are no mistakes, suppose while you are speaking you don't search for words. Okay, that is how fluent you are. Okay, so voice disorders may, they are basically looking for if there is any issue with the voice, articulation or fluency. Okay, now I had shared two photos today in the group. So those are basically the articulating organs. So what are the articulating organs? It can be your mouth, it can be your tongue, it can be your jaws, it can be the teeth, it is the vocal cord, it is the larynx. So these are the articulating organs. Why it is important to know articulating organs? Because kabhi kabhi the person might be absolutely mentally sound with no damage to any neuron or brain part, लेकिन articulating organs में कुछ issues होता है, इसीलिए वो इंसान is not able to produce good speech. Okay, let me give you an example. Let's say a person has a very good handwriting. Okay, till let's say standard 5 tak, and then standard 5 tak he was able to write well. Then he met with an accident, or unfortunately his hand was amputated, or let's say उनके हाथ को काटना पड़ा. तो हम ऐसे नहीं बोल सकते कि उनकी हैंडराइटिंग अच्छी नहीं, मतलब उनकी हैंडराइटिंग अच्छी नहीं है अभी भी. मे बी इफ ही हैज एन आर्टिफिशियल लिम्ब ही कैन स्टिल राइट. सो इट वाज नॉट एन इशू कि उनकी हैंडराइटिंग खराब थी. इट वाज जस्ट दैट ही वाज नॉट गिवन दैट अपॉर्चुनिटी, और ही लॉस्ट दैट अपॉर्चुनिटी टू डिस्प्ले द गुड हैंडराइटिंग दैट ही हैड. तो सिमिलरली जो पर्सन है वो एबल है to produce the sound, but it is just the fault of the articulating organs of his body which is not allowing him to do so. Okay, so that is why you must remember these. Then there is something known as hypernasality and hyponasality. What is hyponasality and hypernasality? आपने देखा होगा, बहुत बार आपको ऐसे लगता होगा कोई इंसान नाक से बात कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, या फिर you know it's the sound feels as if the person it's very, I would not say it is very it sounds like a chime. Okay, I think बहुत सारे singers also, अगर आप थोड़े से you go back, you listen to the retro Bollywood songs of, let's say, 1950s, 1960s, you will see that they sound very different from the songs of, let's say, 75 or 80s. Okay, so what is hypernasality? Hypernasality is just जबकि आप बहुत ज्यादा, if that sounds very very shrill, not shrill exactly, sounds very chimey sort of thing, so that will be hyper. And hypo is the same kind, nose से ही nose जैसा ही सुनाई देगा, लेकिन it would be not that much of it will not have that much of a zing, you can say. Okay, so that would be hyper and hyponasality. Okay, now okay, yes, one more thing here also. I would say, I want to say that voice disorders is also again very culture specific, because they are saying, they have given a good example here, that in some cultures, I would say not some but many, they are saying, if suppose a person has a low volume and he has a pleasant pitch, and if he has a very smooth quality of voice, and if he has very low rate मतलब बहुत कम बात करते हैं, तो कम स्पीड में बात करते हैं, let's say, तो if it is a man, then the culture would say that you are being too feminine, so better speak up like a man. So again, how the voice is controlled, how the speech rate is controlled, and everything, it is also very culturally determined. Okay, so we'll just come to few things. Yes, articulation disorders. So number one is the articulation disorders. So articulation disorders में the first thing that we see, that I told you, is कि अगर आपके articulating organs में कुछ deformity है, like cleft palate. Does everybody know what is a cleft palate? Somebody can answer. Cleft palate, does everybody know?
Lack of
Yes.
development of the palate.
I'll just share a photo of cleft palate. I don't know if everybody knows it, because this will appear again and again. So
Is it the part on top of our tongue?
yes, exactly. So just see, I'm not sure if everybody knows this. Actually, we have a very nice initiative now. I've shared in the group, friends. Just see for 1 minute, because इससे आप समझ जाएंगे. एक बार देख लीजिए please. Did everybody see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So why cleft palate, why it was important to show is, जैसा मैंने कहा कि lips, your tongue, your jaws, teeth, they all play an important part in articulation. So see, the child will not have any problem in producing the sound, but it is the way the lips are arranged, or the lips, or the child is born with such a lip that there is a gap, so he will not be able to produce many sounds. Okay, he will not be able to pronounce fur, because fur needs a very controlled breathing, or it needs a very controlled, you can say, it needs a lot of air control, but that will not be done since there is a gap. Okay, so that is one part of articulation disorder, कि अगर आपके कुछ you are able, लेकिन due to other body deformity आप नहीं बात कर पा रहे वैसे. Then second, बहुत जगह पे क्या होता है, the person will replace, जैसे मान लीजिए अगर उनको श बोलना है, they will say फ. तो आपने, if you have seen that movie, शाहिद कपूर की, I'm not able to remember which movie was that.
Kamine.
Kamine, right. I am recollecting it as Gunde. Yes, Kamine. So Kamine movie में you would see that he replaces, I think, fur with sh, or sh with fur. Even I have forgotten, but something like that. So that again is an articulation problem. Okay. Then there is something known as fluency problem. So what is fluency problem? Fluency problem is अगर आप, if you are not able to speak fluently, अगर आप fluently नहीं बात कर पा रही, you are just staying, मतलब आप बहुत ज़्यादा लोगों को देखकर आप डर रहे हो, आप बात नहीं कर पा रहे हो, you are very nervous and all. So these are the reasons why fluency problems happen. Apart from अगर आपको कोई physical deformity है, apart from that there can be other reasons for fluency problem. जैसे you are very nervous, आपको stage fright है, बहुत ज़्यादा लोग देखकर you start thinking what how people will judge me. So these can be some of the reasons. Okay. Then we come to something known as apraxia. Okay, so please write this word. अच्छा, यहाँ पे before we go to apraxia, please remember there is something known as stuttering and stammering. ये भी आप बहुत बार देखेंगे. Please understand stuttering and stammering में basically कोई difference नहीं है. They are used synonymously nowadays. पहले उसको थोड़ा सा अलग करके ऐसे बोला जाता था कि जो आपने stammering तो आपको पता होगा. If you have seen the movie Dar, so what the character of Shah Rukh Khan does is they say that is stammering. Okay, हकलाना जिसको बोलते हैं. And stuttering earlier was told as कि they will only do it for the first word and it will not prolong to the other words. लेकिन later it was just as they concluded a study, as they conducted a study, they concluded that नहीं, stuttering and stammering are both the same. तो अगर आज भी आप देखोगे, if you will search in some researches, first they would say that it was thought to be different, but now they have assumed that both of them are same. So stuttering and stammering are also speech disorders. Okay, please remember this. And this happens even very good celebrities also have stammering and stuttering problems. So you know Hrithik Roshan was one actor who had stammering problem. Then I think Arjun Kapoor also had stammering problem. Then Abhi recently, I read about this person, Sharad Kelkar. He also had stammering problem. So, okay, so this again happens if the child is feeling very scared in a particular environment. So this happens. This is the reason why it happens. Okay, okay. Then we come to apraxia. So apraxia again is what where the child or the person has trouble saying what he or she wants to say. So here the speech is not consistent or the speech is not correct. So this again you can understand this happens if there is a damage to the part of the brain. आपने बहुत बार ये देखा भी होगा कि अगर कोई इंसान को let's say if a person is shot in the head, अगर वो कभी उनका एक्सीडेंट हो जाता है या कुछ भी हो जाता है, पार्ट्स ऑफ ब्रेन अगर डैमेज हो जाता है तो वो उनके स्पीच में भी दिखने लगता है. इट ऑल्सो रिफ्लेक्ट्स इन व्हेन दैट पर्सन इज ट्राइंग टू स्पीक. द पर्सन विल हैव a very longer the person will have a very tough time actually trying to say what he intends to say. Okay, now also this can happen due to tumor, injury, also illness. बहुत बार you will see a person who has gone into coma. When he comes out of coma, he takes a lot of time for that to hold normal conversations. Okay, that can be one thing. यहाँ पे then just remember this disorder maybe it affects boys more than girls. Okay, and one more thing. Yes, it affects boys more than girls. And here the speaker actually talks very slowly. Slowly मतलब not voice में, in the production of words. जैसे पहले हमने जैसे देखा the person takes a lot of pauses. Okay, and he starts finding out words. यहाँ पे that is not an issue. Words तो मिलते हैं but the rate of speech is very slow. जैसे अगर उनको यही बोलना है कि I want to go home, so they would say I, then they'll pause, want to, like this. ठीक है, go, ठीक है. So this is how they'll speak. Sorry. So this is apraxia of speech. Then just remember this is also hereditary linked or this is also due to genetic issues because researchers have found कि अगर this problem is there with a child, then कहीं ना कहीं family history में किसी ना किसी member को ये हुआ ही होगा, so it has been carried down to this child. Okay, so you can remember this. The genetic factors जो हैं they play an important role. Okay. Now, then please understand there is one more event also that happens with them. Suppose उन्होंने एक tough सा word बोल दिया, बहुत बहुत बड़ा सा word. Let's say they say a word called exasperation. So अगर आप उनको वापस से पूछो, sorry क्या बोला आपने, क्या बोला तुमने, क्या exact क्या, then they'll not be able to repeat it. Again, they'll take a very long time to actually form that word in mind, and they'll take a longer time to repeat it also. Many a times they'll be unable to repeat it. Okay, so this is also one thing that is seen. Then there is a word called prosody. Please remember, because we have a disorder based on this prosody. So what is prosody? Prosody is basically the rhythm or the voice modulation or the stress of the words that we give. लेट्स से हम एक कन्वर्सेशन कर रहे हैं, जैसे मैं अगर आपसे 2 मिनट बात कर रही हूँ, सो आई नो एग्जैक्टली वेयर टू स्ट्रेस. ओके, तो अगर आपने देखा होगा मैंने एग्जैक्टली वर्ड पे स्ट्रेस किया अभी. या फिर अगर इफ आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट लेट्स से अ न्यू अ न्यू रेस्टोरेंट. ओके, तो आई नो where I have to stress. I have to stress about the quality of food. I have to stress about how quickly they take your order, how quickly they give you the delivery of food item. Okay, how courteous the staff are, how nice or how good a location the restaurant is situated in. तो मुझे पता होता है. तो अगर मुझे डिस्क्राइब करना हो कि let's say there's a restaurant called the Highway Hill. Okay, अरे so if I'm talking, let's say I'm talking to somebody here, let's say I'm talking to let's say somebody कोई भी. Okay, let's say I'm talking to Farah or I'm talking to दिन द्योति मैम और बरीना हुआ. सो मैं कैसे बोलूंगी, अरे तुम्हें पता है there's a new restaurant there, Highway Hill. ए यार, it's amazing. Now see, look at the way I'm pronouncing the word amazing. I could have just told that it's amazing, but how do I say, यार it's amazing. यार आप पता है, you should just go there once. मतलब बस एक बार you should go. It's great. And पता है पार्किंग की भी स्पेस है, पार्किंग स्पेस भी है, देयर इज नो इशू. और खाना भी बहुत ही अच्छा है, दे गिव गुड क्वांटिटी ऑल्सो. ऐसा भी नहीं है कि क्वांटिटी इज लेस. तो आप फाइंड आउट कर पा रहे हो ना मैं कहाँ पे पॉज कर रही हूँ, कहाँ पे स्ट्रेस कर रही हूँ, किस वर्ड को ज्यादा एक्सर्ट कर रही हूँ. तो देयर इज अ डिसऑर्डर called dysprosody. Okay, dysprosody. Let me write it down. Dysprosody. Yes. तो dysprosody में क्या होता है कि जो इंसान को a person who suffering from dysprosody, he would not know where to stress and they'll have a very bland kind of a conversation. Okay, अगर उनसे आप बात करो, sorry to say this, but कुछ teachers appear very very bland while speaking. They will never be excited while they are teaching something. They'll teach in a very monotonous tone. तो आप बस उस तरह से कुछ याद करके यू ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस. ऑल्दो दे आर नॉट सफरिंग फ्रॉम एनी डिसऑर्डर, आई डोंट मीन टू से दैट, लेकिन अगर आप बस उसको याद करो तो यू कैन रिलेट टू दिस एंड रिमेंबर. कुछ टीचर्स होते हैं, दिल बी वेरी एक्साइटेड व्हेन दे आर प्रेजेंटिंग सम कॉन्सेप्ट टू यू. ओके, एंड कुछ टीचर्स होंगे, इवन इफ इट इज अ वेरी न्यू एंड एक्साइटिंग कॉन्सेप्ट, दे विल टेल इट सो ब्लैंड एंड सो मोनोटोनस दैट आपको भी नहीं लगेगा कि ये कोई बहुत बड़ी बात है. ठीक है. So these people जिनको dysprosody होता है, so they do not know where exactly to stress, where exactly to pause. They'll just tell a sentence. जैसे मैंने जो भी words कहे, जो भी sentences कहे, they'll join all of them and they'll tell you. There will be no excitement in voice. Okay, so these are some of the things that we see. Okay, so यहाँ पे you can know, यहाँ पे one of the reasons why this happens is because of neurological pathologies. तो कभी कभी जैसे मान लीजिए there can due to brain tumor or let's say कोई accident हो गया है, कोई lesion हो गया है, this is one of the reason why this happens. They don't know how to pause and exert at the right place. Then there is something known as dysarthria. Please write it. Dysarthria. Okay. तो dysarthria में क्या होता है? It is basically like a speech paralysis, okay, and it is due to the damage caused to the brain or to the nerves. Okay, this can also happen due to strokes. So जैसे you will see basically people with Parkinson's disease or you know head or neck injuries जिनको होता है surgical accident or cerebral palsy, ये सब चीजें जिनको होती हैं they'll also present some symptoms or they will also have you know some speech problems. Okay, so what are the what basically dysarthria में क्या होता है कि the speech is very slurred. What is slurred? Slurred is very mixed up speech, and sometimes they'll speak very soft that you will not be able to listen. Very slow rate of speech. Okay, or sometimes very rapid you know rapid जैसे outburst of speech. जैसे they are speaking very slow, suddenly there will be an outburst and they'll speak a lot, but it will be so jumbled up and so slurry that you will not be able to understand. Sometimes there will be mumbling, जैसे no words will make meaning, some words will be combined together like that, and uh, their voice quality will change over the conversation. Just say we are talking in a constant tone or we are talking in a tone appropriate for that situation, that will not happen. And what will happen is it will be a very you can say very messy kind of a tone. Sometimes it will be too loud, sometimes too soft, sometimes absolutely jumbled up. So it is very difficult to actually follow what they are saying. Okay, now here just remember one thing here, that this is very difficult to treat. Why this is very difficult to treat? Because this presents a multitude of problems, so it cannot be treated completely. But what can be done is you can just tell them to to you know combine their speech with little bit of you can hand movements, and also wahan pe at least you can know what the person is trying to convey. Okay. um, yes, one more thing I just want to tell here is um, yes, so these people basically need to visit a speech language pathologist or a SLP, speech language pathologist, who will you know who will actually see not treat, but who will actually try to understand the symptoms they are displaying, and with that he will also try to look at the movements of their lips, tongue, face, etc., voice quality, etc., and then will suggest what should be done. Okay, now here the fluency is also compromised. Sometimes they will talk in very fluent manner लेकिन समझ कुछ नहीं आएगा. They will think they are very fluent लेकिन हम लोगों को उसमें कुछ भी समझ नहीं आएगा, because they can also be very stuffy. Stuffy का मतलब क्या है? जैसे 10 words को अगर हम 1 second का भी पॉज देके बोले, they will combine all the 10 words, तो समझ कुछ भी नहीं आएगा, but they will think that since I'm talking so fast, I'm probably very fluent. Okay, so that is one thing. उसके बाद yes, तो यहाँ हाँ there is one more thing that we just need to remember कि अगर children having children जो लोग अगर dysarthria के कुछ भी symptoms they are showing, तो अगर हम उसको थोड़े से younger age में treat करेंगे, तो at least the children can be asked or children can be presented with very limited sentences. अगर हम उनको limited sentences सिखाएंगे, let's say we will teach the child कि अगर this is the child, we will teach the child कि ठीक है, these are the 50 most important statements, and we'll try to help the child that you remember these sentences well. So at least ये थोड़ा it will be helpful for them, because when they are conversing next time, they are actually using these sentences first, so we know we can teach them where to pause. So for the child it may be helpful, but not for the adults. He is exposed to so many experiences already, and so much he knows, so much he'll try to combine everything. So that is one thing where it can be useful for the child. The treatment can be useful for the child, but not for the adult. Okay, yes, here one very important technique is mentioned, biofeedback. Please write it down, friends. We will use it in counseling and It's very much used in clinical psychology and counseling. Okay, biofeedback. Please write it down. Yes. So what is biofeedback? जैसे मान लीजिए you are sitting in front of a computer and there are some diodes or some you can say जैसे plug वो देखना I'll just share a photo because I don't know उसको क्या बोलते हैं, उसको डायोड बोलते हैं कि क्या बोलते हैं.
इलेक्ट्रोड्स मैम.
What is it called?
मैम जो इलेक्ट्रोड्स प्लेस करते हैं आपके हेड पे
इलेक्ट्रोड्स
chemicals
एग्जैक्टली.
पे.
हाँ एग्जैक्टली. So उसको क्या बोलते हैं? I remember it being called a diode. I do not know what is it called. मुझे अभी याद भी नहीं आ रहा. Okay, I'll just share. आप लोग देखो, you will understand. अच्छा, अगर आप हाँ, somebody has written smile train. Yes, smile train, right. तो अगर अभी आप देखो कि उस इंसान के सर पे ऐसे छोटे छोटे प्लग्स लगे हैं ना, सो वैसे ही प्लग्स लगे होंगे एंड दे विल ट्राई टू एंड जो इंसान बैठा है just in front of him a screen will be there and whatever he will do it will appear on the screen. Okay, जैसे आप हार्ट बीट्स देखते हो ना कैसे स्क्रीन पे अपीयर करता है कि बढ़ रहा है कि घट रहा है. आप देखते होगे कि टीवी में दिखाते हैं मूवीज में. सपोज द पर्सन इज अबाउट टू डाई, देन इट विल गो इन अ स्ट्रेट लाइन पूरा. once he dies it will go in straight line, otherwise there will be lot of fluctuations. So similarly biofeedback का मतलब है, see feedback means knowledge of the result. ठीक है, एक लाइन में if you have to understand, feedback means knowledge of the result. What is biofeedback? Bio means whatever is happening in your body biologically that you can see it that you can see it in front of you, and you can get a feedback how your body is reacting or how your body is working, and similarly you try to control. जैसे suppose let's say हम एक example ले रहे हैं. Suppose somebody is very very scared of a lizard. Okay, और तो actually क्या किया जाएगा, the person will be shown a lizard थोड़ा दूर ही, not like on him, उनके ऊपर नहीं रखा जाएगा, लेकिन मान लीजिए थोड़ा दूर पे रखा रहेगा lizard. एंड ये इलेक्ट्रोड्स या डायोड्स जो भी है ऐसे जो प्लग्स हैं उनको ऐसे सर पे आप लगाएंगे. एंड जैसे ही आप लिजर्ड देखते हो, सडनली लेट्स से योर हार्ट बीट एंड एवरीथिंग विल राइज, तो वो आपके कंप्यूटर स्क्रीन पे दिखेगा कि वो राइज कर रहा है. सो नाउ द पर्सन विल टेल यू, whoever is guiding you, he will tell you. आप देखोगे वहां पे एक लेडी बैठी है ना, तो she is the one who would be showing it to you and carrying out the whole process. She will tell you that see, actually when you are seeing a lizard, तो this is how your body reacts. But आप थोड़ा logically सोचो, is lizard that dangerous? No, that lizard is not that dangerous. लेकिन आपको उससे एक phobia हो गया है. So आप next time when you see a lizard, also remember if you are reacting, this is how tensed your body becomes, and you are reacting to something which is non-harmful in normal conditions. तो इससे क्या होगा, next time when the person will see a lizard, he'll also remember कि किस तरह से उसके body react करता है. He'll try to control. So what he will do is he'll go for multiple biofeedback sessions, और लास्ट तक let's say it goes on for 4 to 5 sessions. लास्ट 5th सेशन में अगर उसने लिजर्ड देखा और उसकी बॉडी में कुछ इतना तेज वो नहीं हुआ, he didn't get that stressed or excited, then the sessions will terminate. ठीक है, मतलब अभी he is okay. तो this is used जब आप कोई भी चीज, जैसे आप कोई चीज खाते भी हैं तो we can see the effect of it. तो जब हम उस चीज को अपने आंखों के सामने देखते हैं on a screen, that is feedback received from the biological processes happening in the body. Okay, so this is the biofeedback. तो जब हम बच्चे को भी सिखाते हैं कुछ, let's say speech therapy में or something, so biofeedback can be used. Okay, so this is what they are saying. So with this we come to the end of this chapter and to the end of cognitive psychology portion also. Please go through it, and tomorrow we'll have a class. I will try to have a class at 6. Generally I try to have a class at 6, but it rains too much in eastern side, so there is an issue. ठीक है, we'll have a class at 6 and we'll take up developmental psychology chapter 1, and probably chapter 2 also we can take. Chapter 1 में there is nothing much. एंड ऑल्सो रिमेंबर डेवलपमेंटल साइकोलॉजी में बिल्कुल भी ज्यादा कुछ नहीं, इट्स अ वेरी वेरी इजी पेपर. व्हाई? इट्स टोटली बेस्ड ऑन फैक्ट्स. दे विल टेल यू अ चाइल्ड विल स्पीक एट 3 years, then they will tell you a child will जब when a child मतलब जब एक child development हो रहा है, तो let's say first the teeth will come out or this will come out or the limbs will come out. तो ये बहुत फैक्चुअल है, उसमें कुछ समझाने जैसा नहीं है, बट हाँ वी हैव टू लर्न सम कॉन्सेप्ट, सो वो हम समझेंगे. लेकिन जो बहुत फैक्चुअल है, आई थिंक यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड. सपोज दे विल से व्हाट आर द डेवलपमेंट्स दैट हैपेंस एट प्यूबर्टी. ओके, so you can know there is a voice change, there are some organs that will grow. So I think there's nothing to explain. I think all of us have come through standards 9th 10th and 11th 12th. These are all repetitive things, so we'll at least understand the concept. So बाकी जो facts हैं, you please have to remember that age wise कि इस age में ये होगा, और अगर इस तरह के पेरेंट्स होंगे तो ये होगा. तो दैट इज, ये जो कॉन्सेप्ट्स हैं दैट आई विल एक्सप्लेन, बट फैक्ट यू प्लीज ट्राई टू read and remember. They are very very direct in the book. Okay, ठीक है friends, with this we'll close cognitive psychology. It's over. Next will tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Let's meet for lifespan psychology. Thank you.
मैम.
हाँ जी.
जी
हाँ,
मैम. मैम जैसे कोई स्पीच डिसऑर्डर्स होते हैं ना मैम, हम अक्सर ये ना मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द टाइम्स वी से कि अगर ब्रेन में कुछ फिजिकल डैमेज हुआ है, कि मान लीजिए एक्सीडेंट, कार एक्सीडेंट में हो गया, मैम ये कहना ठीक होगा? हम ये नहीं कह सकते कि ऑर्गेनिक कॉज भी हो सकता है स्पीच डिसऑर्डर्स के लिए आपका ऑर्गेनिक
नहीं,
कॉज?
आई अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट यू आर सेइंग. यू आर सेइंग कि उस इंसान में पहले कोई डिसऑर्डर नहीं था, फिर उनका एक्सीडेंट हो गया, अब उनको डिसऑर्डर कहना ठीक नहीं है. दिस इज व्हाट यू आर सेइंग, राइट?
राइट मैम.
हाँ, नहीं, even I agree with that. In fact, maybe when I was also going through few of the disorders, even I felt that here there is no problem of the person. It is a chance, or it is by accident that now he is reduced, or his ability has been reduced. लेकिन they are, जब उस चीज को पूरा एक कैटेगरी में कंपाइल कर रहे हैं, they are using it as a disorder. तो I can only give a comment on this. Maybe this will not, I did not give an explanation, but I will just give a comment on this, that ethically this is not right, since the person was an healthy individual before the accident or the coma or the event. But then yes, since he is displaying some symptoms which are similar to other symptoms which happens naturally in a person also, maybe that is why they are just grouped under it. That's all.
ऑलराइट मैम. सेकेंडली, हमें ये चीज हमेशा होता है, हम बोलते कि जो स्पीच डिसऑर्डर्स है सिर्फ मतलब मींस कुछ एक्सीडेंट वगैरह हो गया उसकी वजह से. मैम ऐसा भी तो बोल सकते हैं ना, दे आर ऑल्सो ना अकाउंटिंग फॉर दैट थिंग कि बॉडी में कोई प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है, बॉडी में कोई अबनॉर्मलिटी है, जैसे कि जेनेटिक अब्रेशंस है, एनामली है, ऑर्गेनिक कॉज भी तो हो सकता है. हम हमेशा यही कहते हैं कि नहीं, एक्सटर्नल इवेंट्स की वजह से एक्सीडेंट, तो इसमें ब्रोंकाया या वर्निक्स एरिया में डैमेज है तो स्पीच इम्पेयरमेंट है. मगर कभी कभार बॉडीली चेंजेस की वजह से भी मैम कह सकते हैं ना कि अफेजिया हो सकता है.
बॉडीली चेंजेस के लिए होता है. अगर हम विल सी दिस डिसऑर्डर, हम बॉडी डिस्मॉर्फिक डिसऑर्डर में many a time this does happen, when your bones are not growing, or they are deformed, और जो child है he is not able to, he is not able to eat his food with his own hand, और वो धीरे धीरे इतना ज्यादा बॉडी उसका डिफॉर्म हो जाता है that he is always sitting, he is not even able to stand up. तो उस जगह पे भी लैंग्वेज डिसऑर्डर you will see. कभी कभी उस टाइम पे भी the person is not able to speak properly. क्यों? कभी कभी क्या होता है, since he will always try to walk and stand up as before, बहुत बार वो गिर जाते हैं, उनके दांत टूट जाते हैं, कभी कभी they bite their own tongue. तो उसमें भी they will face these pronunciation problems, और language सही से नहीं आएगी. तो again that is also grouped under speech and language problems. Yes.
Right, ma'am. Thank you.
That happens.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. हाँ, Farah.
Ma'am, aprasia of speech and Broca's aphasia, it is overlapping each other. Like, even in Broca's aphasia, the person can understand but is not able to pronounce or
Right.
speak properly. So, how
Right.
do we know they are different from each other? Like, अप्रेजिया और
they are different के अप्रेक्सिया ऑफ स्पीच में they will not take a lot of pause. वहां पे they will take pause after each word and they will also keep searching for a lot of words. यहाँ पे they are not searching, it is just that it is delayed.
that मतलब where they will take a lot of pause.
They will take lot of pause in aphasia, a lot of pause, and they will start searching for the words. Okay, उनके पास मतलब बहुत मतलब एक एक वर्ड पे they will take 5-6 seconds का pause. यहाँ पे in apraxia of speech यहाँ पे they will take pause बहुत कम and not at every word. Number one, there will not be that vigorous searching of word. कभी कभी just as we do, कभी कभी हमें कोई but जैसे मुझे अभी डायोड को क्या बोलते हैं याद नहीं आया, तो that is very normal, ठीक है. But aphasia में there is a very very long pause and there is a lot of searching of words. That is how it is different. That's all.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
मैम एक बार मैम ये एक ह्यूमन बीइंग थे मैम, जो एफेजिया में जो उनको मतलब स्पीच प्रॉब्लम था, तो फिर उनका एक क्लिनिकल एग्जामिनेशन किया, तो मगर जो हेमिस्फीयर्स जो लोब्स थे, एक जब क्लिनिकल एग्जामिनेशन हुआ कोई ऐसा ऑर्गेनिक कोई प्रॉब्लम एनाटॉमिकल कॉज था नहीं, मगर स्पीच प्रोडक्शन में जो एफेजिया था उन्हें, मगर जब चेक किया गया कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं था ब्रेन में, बट स्टिल दैट पर्सन वाज ना, उसको कैटेगराइज किया इसको अफेजिया है क्योंकि सिम्टम्स वैसे दिखा रहा था, मगर ब्रेन में कोई डैमेज नहीं था. हम क्या हो सकता है फिर इसका रीजन?
No, I have no idea. What did they say? What did the experiment conclude?
मैम जब ये किया गया वहां पे जब सिम्टम्स आ रहे थे तो डॉक्टर ने कहा मुझे लगता है ये अफेजिया, बट स्टिल वी हैव टू गो थ्रू द क्लिनिकल एग्जामिनेशन. जब वो इलेक्ट्रोड जो सब कुछ वहां पे वो ब्रेन इमेजिनिंग सब कुछ, जी मैम, जब वहां पे सब कुछ ब्रेन इमेजिनिंग किया तो वहां पे उनको बोला गया आपको तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है ब्रेन में, तो मैम फिर उनको लेबलाइज किया गया कि फिर भी आप एफेजिया में हैं. तो ये तो गलत था ना मैम, कुछ और कॉज भी हो सकता है. गलत था कि एफेजिया है क्योंकि वो बराबर स्पीच समझ रहा था मगर बोल नहीं पा रहा था.
मतलब आप इसको क्यों गलत कह रहे हैं? मतलब गलत इसलिए है, यू आर सेइंग बिकॉज नो रीजन वाज फाउंड आउट, इसलिए?
राइट मैम, क्योंकि उनको कैटेगराइज लेबलाइज किया गया अफेजिया के लिए.
हाँ, तो सिम्टम्स के वाइज में भी जनरली लेबल नो. अगर जैसे मान लीजिए somebody is having very high fever and showing let's say symptoms of a disease, लेकिन अगर वो डिजीज नहीं हुआ तो क्या हुआ? स्टिल तो he will not be able to function as a normal person, no?
राइट मैम.
हम तो जनरली सिम्टम्स पे ही लेबल करते हैं
मैम, मगर ये भी हो सकता है शायद बॉडी में कहीं अबनॉर्मलिटी हो जो कि अफेजिया के लिए माउंट कर रही हो, जो अकाउंट जरूरी नहीं है मैम कि एक ही पार्ट अफेजिया क्रिएट करे, हो सकता है शायद बॉडी में कुछ ऐसी चेंज हो जिसकी वजह से फीवर है मैम, सॉरी मैम अफेजिया है. जैसे आप कह रहे हैं कि जैसे कुछ खट्टा खाया फीवर आ गया, अब दूसरे ने कुछ खट्टा नहीं खाया मीठा खाया मगर फिर भी फीवर ही आ रहा है मैम, वो भी तो हो सकता है ना मैम.
All I want, हाँ ठीक है, I get your point, but my point is that we generally label in the way people, जो manifested चीज है labeling उस पे हो रही है.
राइट मैम.
ठीक है, तो अगर भी उनका लेट्स से अगर हम इस लेबलिंग को गलत बता रहे हैं, लेकिन मान लीजिए उनका हम कॉज नहीं फाइंड आउट कर पा रहे हैं, बट इवन इफ द पर्सन इज लेबल्ड एज एन अफेसिक एंड इज गिवन थेरेपी रिक्वायर्ड फॉर अफेसिक एंड इट एक्चुअली हेल्प्स हिम, तो वेयर इज द इशू? आई थिंक इट्स क्वाइट ओके.
मैम असल में उनकी जो सिग्निफिकेंट अदर्स है, पेरेंट्स है, वो कह रहे थे कि आप कह रहे हैं कि जब ब्रेन में ये पार्ट जो है डैमेज होता है तो द पर्सन इज ना अकाउंटिंग फॉर कि ये चीज है इसमें, मगर आपने एक एग्जामिनेशन किया बिल्कुल ब्रेन इमेजिनिंग टेक्निक्स वगैरह भी की, कुछ प्रॉब्लम कोई कॉज नहीं आया, तो फिर आपने कैसे इनको लेबलाइज किया कि अफेजिया है? सो व्हाई डोंट यू गो फॉर द बॉडी चेकअप?
I get your point. लेकिन see, यहाँ पे the problem is not with labeling. अगर आप इस problem को थोड़ा deeply understand और analyze करो, the problem was not with labeling. The problem was with the stigma. Okay.
Right.
They are not unhappy with the labeling. They are unhappy कि आपने label कर दिया तो now there will be a stigma attached to it.
राइट मैम, राइट
So
मैम। मैम हमें
basically,
ये चीज लगा था, सॉरी फॉर इंटरप्शन, हमें ये चीज लगा था कि पेरेंट्स शायद सोच रहे हैं कि डॉक्टर्स एलिजिबल है ही नहीं ना, दे आर नॉट एबल टू फाइंड आउट अ कॉज, इसीलिए वो शायद पेरेंट्स गुस्सा हो रहे हैं और वो कह रहे हैं कि आपने कैसे लेबल कर दिया कि अफेजिया है, जबकि कोई मतलब ऐसा और चेंज है नहीं उस लोब में, कुछ ऐसा है नहीं, स्ट्रक्चरल चेंज तो भी है नहीं, डैमेज भी नहीं, कोई एक्सीडेंट भी नहीं हुआ है, तो शायद इस तरह से।
तो इधर तो we have to actually talk with the parents more and tell him that please don't view it as a stigma or don't view it as a taboo, even if there is no cause that is being found out. But अगर हम उन पे therapy use कर रहे हैं and he can be able to function better, then why basically why should they go against this? Matlab, I think this is more to do with the taboo and stigma of a person
Right,
being labeled as one. Okay.
राइट मैम।
So
मैम और
please,
डॉक्टर्स ये भी तो कर सकते थे बॉडी चेकअप के लिए, मतलब कहीं यहाँ पे जो क्रोमोसोम्स है, जीन एनामली तो नहीं है, उसकी वजह से तो नहीं हो रहा है, कभी
they
कभार
could
ऐसा
do,
भी
but
हो
then,
सकता है ना।
no, they could do, but then again, see, when there is a disorder, especially related to language and related to movement, they can be checked at multiple levels. Okay, they can be checked at neurological levels also, at somatic level also. Okay, and
Right,
let's say sometimes at orthopedic levels also. So maybe they just completed what they had to do, what was under their jurisdiction.
right मैम।
Right, that is why they did. That's quite okay. But what here from here, what we understand is कि अगर if these kind of situations occur, then even the caregivers or parents also need a little bit of counseling or little bit of explanation as to not feel stigma, not feel that this is a stigma or something, and they need to encourage कि अगर भी ऐसा हुआ है, cause unknown हो, but अगर symptoms आ रहे हैं and there is some therapy which can cure this, they should encourage that this therapy should be used rather than feeling embarrassed by the situation. Getting my point?
राइट मैम, थैंक यू मैम।
Yes. Okay. ठीक है friends. Okay. Thank you everybody. We'll meet tomorrow. Thanks.